Hola guys, how's everyone doing? Thanks for tuning in. This is Hala Pablo. Let's look at EOS. EOS. This is kind of like a follow-up. I did an EOS video about a couple, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a bit longer. EOS. EOS is a crypto that I am interested in. I don't know. It's a gamble I'm willing to take. I like the underdog. I like coins and tokens that have a high cap, like EOS. I think is what 800 million. Um, but it's been really stigmatized, traumatized, and a lot of stuff that never happened, that was promised or forecasted. Everything kind of fell through. I know it had the largest ICO in crypto history, something like that, $4 billion back in 2017 or 2018 or whenever it was. Anyway, it never came to fruition, a lot of it. And it was, there's a lot of negative sentiment about people, I guess, who were touting and hoping and banking on the splendor that would come that never came. So, and understandably, they're embittered. And so, consequently, people today, investors today that look at it, they're often warned about it being a scam project or whatever. The research I've done, yeah, I mean it's really bled out. It's at 46 cents today. You know, you can go on Reddit and read old Reddit posts about it when it was at, like, I don't know, like 4 years ago when it was at $4, and everyone's like, it's a great buy, it's a great buy, going to the moon. And yeah, it just, well, look where it is today. So obviously those forecasts didn't age very well. But today, September 2024, it's a different story, I think. We've fallen, and I still think we could fall further, but at some point, there's got to be a bottom, and I think that we've reached near bottom. Certainly, we've never been lower than this. And, but in all fairness, everything has dropped. Everything has bled out. I mean, you look at coins like Matic and Algorand and Atom, Cosmos. You look at AVAX has since kind of corrected, but other stuff like Mana and Filecoin and coins like that. I mean, in all fairness, everything is pretty much tanked this last year or so. For the last 2 years, I guess. Everything has had just wicked sell-offs because of after the recession and such. So, but with EOS, I think EOS is a very enterprising investment. The only thing that wouldn't make it enterprising is if it was just a dead project. And from what I've read, I don't think it is. I think it could come back. For example, let's see. I was reading this thing earlier, Savanna, talking about the Savanna, something that's due to happen at the end of this month. So they're still developing. They're still working on it. Spring 1.0 stable release is scheduled for September 4th. Well, it's September 7th now, and nothing happened. So like whatever. But with a hard fork occurring on September 25th, and so that's the hard fork is crucial to the network as it will introduce the new consensus method for EOS, the Savanna algorithm. And I was like, what the heck is the Savanna algorithm? So I had to look it up. And the Savanna algorithm is so the algorithm recently made its debut on the EOS network. Imagine if the blockchain technology can mimic the seamless experience of the Web 2.0 while maintaining the security and decentralization of Web 3.0. Well, that's precisely what Savanna aims to achieve. So it's like, okay, so one of the things is instant finality. And so I know that one of the enticements of the EOS blockchain is there are no trading fees. There's no transaction fees, unlike AVAX and Ethereum and all that. There are no fees on like EOS. It reduces the transaction finality time. So this is what the Savanna algorithm will do by 100 times compared to previous releases. I already thought that transactions were fast on these. The thing is, there's so many confirmations. You got to do confirmation after confirmation. I know, especially with with the Avalanche, which I use sometimes. A lot of confirmations. But with this, in other words, when you send a transaction on EOS using Savanna, it's like hitting the send button and boom, it's done. No waiting around for confirmations. It's as fast as a cheetah chasing its prey. It's also a security boost. It merges the aggregate BLS signatures. I'm not going to pretend like I know what BLS is. I don't know what it means. With advanced techniques. Okay, that sounds kind of nebulous. Think of it as fortifying the walls of your digital castle. Transactions become irreversible in mere seconds, making it harder for any mischievous hyenas. I guess that's, bad people to mess with the network. So hackers, I guess. User experience, elevator. EOS wants to be the cool kid at the blockchain party, and Savanna helps with that. So all of this stuff, yeah. Decentralized Dream, Spring 1.0, which houses Savanna, flirts with the idea of reconfiguring block producer role. Imagine introducing block proposers, okay, and block finalizers. And so, anyway, all that to say, so this Savanna algorithm is due to be released on the 24th or 25th of September, whatever it said. So that at the end of the month. So is it worth buying EOS? So I'm not shilling EOS, not at all. I don't want you to think that. But what I am saying is, now looking at the technical side of it, that it is in a falling wedge on the macro, which is bullish. Okay? And not only are we in a falling wedge, but if these calculations are correct, we should be at the 5 wave in the falling wedge. Okay? So the Elliott wave configuration puts us also at a 5. So in the wedge, if we were to draw like a Wolfe wave, which is the 1 and the 4, with Wolfe wave, the diagonal goes through the 1 and the 4 wave in the wedges, in the falling wedge. On the Elliott, it also coincides with the 5, because here we have a correction. This is an inverse correction going up with the A wave at hitting the macrotrend resistance line, which would be here, the 99 cents. Curiously enough, when you come down, so this is on the 3-day up on top, but on the bottom we have the 4-hour micro chart, and then here we of course have the price action beneath the 200 EMA, but if it happens to break this 200 EMA, which it could, especially if it's prepping for the 5 wave or the A inverted correction on the Elliott wave configuration, then it is possible that we can go through the 200 EMA, and if we do that, then the price action will seek to mitigate this macro liquidity void, which also happens to fall exactly at the macro trend resistance line, where this 0.382 Fibonacci extension will place it. And then, of course, the 618, if you look at Wolfe Wave theory, and coinciding also, this just happened. This just shows me that I did my calculations right. The 5 wave should reach, theoretically, all the way up to and dissect the Wolfe Wave line, and that would bring it up. That would be the 618 extension, the golden fib, and that'll bring it up to $1.35. And so we're looking at potentially, I think that's like a 200% swing thereabouts. Yeah, 230, 200, yeah, probably a little less. Let's just say like 215. That's about a 215% gain, but it's got to break this EMS. I'm sorry, the EMA. It's got to break through this EMA with demand volume, retest it, bounce back down, retest it, and then we can see it going up through this wedge, and then that would constitute a very vibrant 5 wave or an A inverted correction wave, and ultimately to make its way back up to dissect the Wolfe Wave diagonal and mitigate this macro trend resistance that is also this. It'll be this major liquidity void that we see here. So in fact, coming up something like this and mitigating this redistribution range, this UTAD up here, which falls right in line. This will be up here at the macro trend resistance, so it'll be perfect. And then if we bust through here, then then the next stop will be like the Wolfe Wave diagonal, which would be the 618, which would be about $1.30, 200%. So that's just short term. If we can get out of this funk, depending on what Bitcoin does, maybe that would be the kickoff of the alt season. And once we hit the bull season, say you buy down here, this isn't financial advice, but I'm willing to take the risk, so I'll buy some EOS at these levels. Why not? And just sit on it. Say like you don't sell, but instead you just take profit, and then if it retraces, you kind of juice it back as you average down, and then wait for the macro bull cycle to kick off. I mean, you know, there's a lot of space to go up on this. I mean, it's had a bloody fall. So even if we don't take it all the way up, what was it at one time? $10, $8? I don't know. Let's just say we take it up to what's this 2 here? 6.2. So you put in $1,000, say, and you turn it into $16,000. You know, if you're just willing to wait. I think that's entirely feasible. This next bull cycle. I don't know when that'll play out. 2025, maybe early 2026. But if you could 16 times your and that's a conservative count. If you could 16 times your initial, you know, your principal, your initial investment, I think that's a good thing. That's how you build wealth, guys. You know, a lot of the noobs, a lot of people just getting into crypto, just like divorce yourself from this overnight, getting rich overnight. It's about buying the losers that no one, you know, it's easy to, once something's pumping and it's hyped, then it's already too late. You know, you can make a little bit of money on it, but you're probably going to end up buying a top at some point. And the worst thing that can happen is you do really well in the beginning, and it'll instill false confidence in you. And it's just a matter of time before you get trapped up on top and then you go underwater for months, sometimes years, because of your impulse buying and falling prey to FOMO. So no, the way that you build real wealth is buying the ones that are down and out that no one's really looking at, and you know, people are avoiding, but checking the fundamentals and making sure that there's still developments taking place. And then you look at the you know, how much upside potential it has. And I think EOS is one of those where there's still, you know, there's a hard fork about to come out. There's massive upside potential. I think there's like they just decreased the total supply to 2.1 billion, so that kind of mitigates the inflation rate. So there's a lot of things that, you know, I look at it, I make an intelligent decision as an investor, and yeah, you know, EOS may be worth just throwing some money in, you know, some disposable income, and just, you know, sitting on it. At least take, you know, maybe getting a short-term 200% swing. I'm all up for that. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, it's the game. If you're going to be in the game, then, you know, you got to play by the rules, and you cut your losses and hedge your bets. And I think EOS is a good one. So I wanted to share that with you. That's what I'm doing, not financial advice. If you like this kind of TA, go ahead, give this video a like. I'd appreciate your subscription. Don't miss updates. I do other coins. I do stuff that most professional analysts don't really mess with. Zcash, EOS. I mean, who's doing EOS right now? Algorand. Of course, the heavy hitters, the mainstays like Bitcoin, Ethereum. But I do others, Filecoin and Shiba Inu, things like this. All these coins that I talk about are coins that I have a personal interest in. I don't shill. I don't have sponsors. So I don't need sponsors. I don't need to shill. So this is what I do. These are my interests. And if you could piggyback off these, or if there's like a mutual beneficial interest or affinity for the things that I like to do, then great, more power to you. That's why I do it. But I'd really appreciate hearing from some of you in the comments. Let me know where you're from, and if you're currently DCAing or investing in EOS, I'd like to know that. Just like I like to find out people who are into Zcash. It's just I like to know. We should form like a little community, and so I'm happy to champion these coins and share some of my knowledge with you, and I hope this has been a help for you. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and stay safe, happy trading, and take care. We'll talk to you again soon. All right, guys, take care. God bless. Have a great day. Bye.